What's going on, everyone? Mike Kadlick, Taylor Kyles here for CLNS Media. Outside of Gillette Stadium as the Patriots continue their quest on the 2024 season at 3-11, heading to Buffalo this weekend to take on the Bills. A reminder, we're powered by Prize Picks and Game Time. Head over to Prize Picks, use code CLNS. You get $50 instantly when you play $5. Head over to Game Time, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms of play. All right, Taylor, I know it's Bills week, but let's talk about some Patriots-adjacent news right now, and that is Mike Vrabel. Apparently, he has interest in coaching this team next year. That's according to Tom Curran from NBC, and Greg Bedard added to that as well. Our colleague here at CLNS mentioned that Vrabel would have interest in coming and that he would have interest in potentially bringing Josh McDaniels along as his offensive coordinator. So, I know Gerard Mayo's not fired yet. I know even the two of us have sort of warmed up to the fact that he'll probably still be back here next year and that if the locker room is behind him, then it's going to be his job in 2025. But let's say it's not. Let's say the Crafts want to make a decision that they know they can get Vrabel. Do you think they should? What do you make of the move? What do you make of, I guess, all these rumors going around, and do you think Vrabel could be here in 2025?
I mean, 2025, I still don't think that's realistic. Like we said, I think as long as Mayo has the locker room, and I think it would take an absolute disaster over the next few weeks for that to happen. It just doesn't seem realistic. But again, 2025 may be a bit rich because I still think, as we've been talking about for days now, that unless Gerard Mayo does lose the locker room and it's just a devastating end of the season, highly unlikely you're going to fire a guy after 1 year. But hypothetically, if you were to move on from your rookie head coach, it only makes sense to go and get guys with experience. I know Ben Johnson's a name that's been floated around, but he's a mystery box too. We have no idea what he's going to be as a head coach because that and offensive coordinator, a position he's only had for 2 or 3 years, very, very different gigs. So I would like Mike Vrabel, obviously the toughness he brings, the discipline. There is a culture that is associated with Mike Vrabel. I think that would be huge for the Patriots, especially considering the defense has really fallen off a cliff. A lot of that talent, but it also just doesn't seem like they're quite as fundamentally sound as they've been in the past. And if Josh McDaniels came with him, heck yes. Josh McDaniels, obviously not a great head coach, but one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. Wasn't just Tom Brady, because we saw him do it with Cam Newton. We saw him do it with backup quarterbacks when Tom Brady couldn't play. We saw him do it with Mac Jones. Season. So I would be very happy to see Josh McDaniels coaching somebody like a Drake May, especially because if we're being honest, Alex Van Pelt has done a fantastic job with Drake, but realistically, if he continues to do well, he's probably going to get a head coaching job. But at some point, I don't think he's your long-term answer at offensive coordinator because I think at some point you're going to want someone who gives you a little bit more scheme diversity. Like Josh Allen's had 3 offensive coordinators, and now he's finally got one who's really unlocked his gifts. Like I know Brian Daboll, someone who's always associated with Josh Allen. Sure. Kind of seeing that through rose-colored glasses, though, because the offense only ran through Josh Allen. I think Joe Brady's done a much better job of kind of switching things up. So to get back to the initial point, Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, experienced guys, obviously history with the team, but Vrabel, with his coaching history, grew up outside of New England. I think that'd be a nice change of pace as well.
Yeah, I'm in. I mean, look, I understand that it's probably Mayo's job next year, but realistically, and we've asked this question a few times, what does Gerard Mayo bring? We don't know yet. It's still so early. He still has a lot to prove, where Mike Vrabel's been pretty proven. He's brought the Titans to a 1 seed before. He did it without great quarterback play. He did it with, obviously, Ryan Tannehill there for a long time. He ended up earning a big contract, but they were kind of, hamstrung into signing him. So I think Vrabel coming here would be awesome. He's established a culture before. And then I'm with you. Josh McDaniels, a guy who could probably be here as a long-term offensive coordinator, even put him in an assistant head coach role, maybe bump up the salary. He can still have some say in the entire the process and the organization. So I think that would be a slam dunk for them. I don't know if they're going to do it. Ownership obviously has an affinity for Vrabel. He was just inducted to the Hall of Fame last season. So if they could pull it off, I'm for it. I just don't see it as realistic. Keep it here on Patriots Press Pass for all of your Patriots coverage as they continue on the 2024 season. And read all of our written work at clnsmedia.com.